r/AskReddit by Redmond Dtes. What's a common piece of advice that sounds good in theory but rarely works in practice? Just follow your passion and everything will work out. Sounds inspiring, but in practice, it often overlooks practical concerns, like financial stability and skill development, that are crucial for long-term success. Opposites attract when it comes to relationships. What a crock of shit. I remember a psychology professor in college saying that experiments have shown that the only criteria where having opposite traits significantly help a relationship is in dominant submissive personality traits. Never give up. There are times when you absolutely should give up, quite a lot in fact. Just don't think about it. Work hard. If you are close to a burnout already, please do the opposite, stay positive. Take risks. Just because it worked for you, that doesn't mean it works for everyone. Learn from the best. Often the best had a lot of luck, were privileged and had way easier circumstances than others. Better listen to the people who failed and try to find out why they failed. It's easier to avoid mistakes than instantly become the 0.1% of the best. It's easier to ask forgiveness than permission. Cause a big liability for your employer and see how that works out. Just ignore problem people at work and they will stop bothering you. Be yourself. 43 years of that and I'm still lonely as fudge. Do what you love and the money will come. Chances are that what you love isn't even really marketable as a money-making opportunity to begin with, and even if it is, there's probably already enough people in the field that make it very difficult to realistically break into with any meaningful amount of customer profit. Get a divorce on Am I the Asshole threads. Fake it till you make it. People can sniff a fraud from miles away. I disagree. I view this one as a way to deal with imposter syndrome. Like when my first kid was born, I didn't feel like a dad. I loved my daughter, but still felt like a 30-year-old who wished he was still 20 and suddenly had a kid, even though it was a planned pregnancy. So I faked it. I did the things I thought a dad should do and said the things I thought a dad should say until it came naturally. And this last Father's Day, my daughter gave me a World's OKest Dad Cup, so I guess I pulled it off. Fake it until you make it is just another way of saying you're actually way better than you think, and your self-esteem is lying to you. It's a useful thing. Sleep when your baby sleeps. People actually say this? Babies very often don't sleep, and when they do, that's your only chance at having a life or getting stuff done. Ignoring bullying. This will just make the bully think you just won't tell anyone, so they just walk all over you more. Regarding bullies in school. He must have a bad home life. Be his friend. Being a bully's friend doesn't stop the bullying. A punch in the face often does. Just seek therapy and medication. It sounds great. There's a ton of problems. There's no guarantee you're going to recover. Depression can be short-term. PTSD can be simple and complex. It's possible to become so distrustful of the system due to poor experiences that you don't trust psychiatrists or social workers or anyone else. In that case, no amount of medication prescribed can make a difference unless it's followed by a court order. Free or cheap clinics can have issues of their own, such as burnt out staff and too much demand for the service they provide. Not to mention, not everyone recovers from their problem on a reasonable timetable. Some need constant maintenance, making things more difficult and leading to reviews calling therapists murderers. Therapy covered by insurance requires a job, and if you can't keep a job you won't get that insurance. If you're like me, it's basically impossible to keep a job. Intensive therapy can be equivalent to brain surgery, and I had to have this discussion with my family yesterday because of the vocational job program I applied for. That's what an LMSW told me. He also said there's a high likelihood I'd commit suicide, and so unlike ghosts from my pasts or editors, my family didn't push for me to take intensive therapy. My mom was pretty sad, but that's gonna happen. Everyone else can explain their actions and constant harassment to my family when I'm gone. How they tried to use her as an excuse to endure that harassment too while they're at it. Vocational job programs require recent documentation of disability. See above why that's a problem. Social stigma makes it hard to seek help when it actively makes it more difficult for you to survive. The issue isn't language, it's action. There's a lack of meaningful action from people who care, and plenty of meaningful action from discriminators. Forgive and forget. Forgiveness is absurdly complex to achieve, and many things are impossible to forget. Too many events and relationships change us permanently to just leave it behind and move on. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.